Good afternoon. My name is Sherry Dawn Cox, and I am a student of the Lamar Admin College of Education Administration Master's Program. And I'm doing the participation video. I took a year off from the program, and so I got an email from Dr. Fong saying that I needed to have this video done before I could re-enroll. And so it's been a while since I've been in a class, but I do have all of my notes and everything that we learned before I took a break. And so today I'm going to be submitting a video where I am interviewing some staff members from our campus, and we are just now getting back into the school year, and so students are not here yet. Teachers are just up here kind of working in their rooms. And so I interviewed those that I could find on campus, again, because I was a little bit pressed for time, but I think that I got a really good array. I first of all will be interviewing a teacher, Meredith Jones. She's a 4th grade ELAR teacher on our campus. She's an excellent teacher, a veteran teacher, master teacher, has been here since the doors opened, and is a mentor to me as well. I often confer with her about some educational issues and things like that. The second person I'll interview is Katie Gooch. She's also a veteran teacher, master teacher, 4th grade ELAR teacher on our campus, is an excellent resource for positive teaching strategies. She is highly qualified in so many areas: discipline, technology, very much an expert in her field. The third person I'll be interviewing will be this will be her second year to be a teacher. Her name is Chasten Greason. So she's just out of college, but she worked with us last year. She's a fabulous teacher, and I thought it would be interesting to get her point of view on things and just to hear from her. The fourth person I will be interviewing is Michael Voigt. He's the science teacher, kind of lead science teacher on our campus. He does teach 5th grade, but he works with all the science teachers. He's an excellent teacher, has been here since the doors opened as well. Very positive, professional, expert in his field as well. And then the last person I wanted to interview was our counselor. Her name is Paige Pierce. And I thought that getting the counselor's opinion and her outlook on the campus vision would be interesting, and so I'll be interviewing her today as well, and you will be seeing all these interviews following this introduction. I will be talking with them about the campus vision and what our campus vision is, first of all, and then how the school celebrates when the staff sees teachers and other staff members implementing things that support that that school vision. Our school vision is nurture, engage, and inspire, and this is common language throughout our building. And so I thought that asking these questions would be very informative and beneficial. So I'll be asking, how does our administration celebrate when teachers see these things being implemented in our classrooms? Also, how are they effectively communicated to the community, to parents, to other students, to other staff? I know that when things are communicated to other staff, it can challenge you to, or you get a good idea of, oh, that's a great idea, I can do that in my classroom. It just kind of spurs one another on, and you get into a rut and in a mundane routine, and so you tend to just do the same things over and over again. But when you see great things going on in other classrooms, then you tend to want to implement those and try new things. And then I also wanted to ask each person what we do as a campus. How do we use innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote this school vision? In other words, what things are we doing in our classrooms to create maybe higher level thinking, to create a way that these kids can express, to inspire them, to engage them, to make them feel safe? What are things that we're doing in the classroom, and using innovative thinking, some creative ways that we can do this? And then the last thing I wanted to ask them was, how is our school vision impacting morale, not just with teachers and staff, but with parents as well as students. So I hope that you enjoy the answers from each person that I interview, and then at the end I'll come back and do a reflection. Okay, this is Meredith Jones. She's a 4th grade reading and ELA teacher on our campus. I'm going to be interviewing her for the participation video. And so Meredith, tell me, first of all, what is our campus vision?
Our campus vision is to nurture, engage, and inspire. I would say about 3 or 4 years ago, the principal who originally opened our building just decided that we needed to revamp some things, that we needed to be more specific in our language. So she took it upon us as a staff to come up with not only a vision statement, but then also a mission statement. So we all met as a staff, and then we broke up into various grade levels to determine the words nurture, engage, inspire. Those were the most prevalent words that came up, unifying. Everybody agreed on those terms. It was powerful, but also concise. And then as grade levels and as a staff, we came up with another vision statement to support, a mission statement to support the vision.
Great. Now, what types of things does our campus do to recognize and celebrate those staff members that implement strategies to support the campus vision all over the building?
Our principal is wonderful to send notes. I would say we get a note at least every couple of weeks in our box, encouraging us, recognizing, our implementation of positive behavior support, our implementation of, building that classroom community. She's great. She's great at encouraging us. Lots of times she will do ahas, pats on the back during grade level meetings, things like that. I spotted something wonderful happening in this classroom when I was doing my, walkthroughs, things like that. But she's very affirming and encourages us to be affirming with our teammates. She also encouraged us to recognize what our teammates were doing positively in their classroom by encouraging us to do peer visitation, covering, going to a peer, not only on your grade level, but a peer, just within the building who was doing something different, and to make some notes and just to see what's going on in our building and to see how different positive behavior support is being implemented, and, that vision, that mission statement that we talked about earlier.
And what kind of effect did you see that specific activity? How did that affect morale on our campus?
It was a very positive activity, and again, it was optional. It's not required. It was optional, but you really did see some things that inspired you. Hey, I want to try this in my classroom, or just a tweak on a technique,
right? And
how you could again tweak that for your group of kids, your age level, how you could incorporate technology to support something. I think it was very beneficial, because sometimes you don't even know what people on your own grade level are doing. You talk through as you're planning, but to see it in motion, a lot of us are visual. So to see it in motion and see it up and running was very powerful.
Great. Yeah, I enjoyed that activity as well. And how are the things that we do on the campus, how are they communicated not only to other staff members that may not see things going on, but also to the community?
We have a newsletter that goes out, once a week. Any positive behavior support, any activities that we've done as a campus, whether it be, Warmth from West, whether it be the canned food drive, that is promoted to the parents. Numbers and like I said, community service that we've done as a campus, that's communicated through parent newsletters. We've had different people from the community come in to share. We had something called Career Day, in May, and the different people with different careers came in and talked to our students and inspired them to, reach high for their dreams, to engage in different classes, to take, and to go to college, to just to work hard. And so I think that was not only good for our students, but I think that was good for the community members as well, to see what's going on in our school, the expectations for our students here at school, the level of questions that they were asking. I think that was a good activity both ways.
Yeah. And I've also seen her use Facebook.
Yes.
As a positive way to show.
Yes.
Talk about that. How do you think that impacts the families? And
I think that's very powerful, because social media is such a huge aspect of our lives these days. I think it's great. She will post pictures and post different blurbs about different activities that are going on, whether it be the third grade Indian projects that they do, whether it be the historical museum walks, of the different biographies that the students have studied. Those are posted, and parents can see everything that's going on. It's good for parents too who are working and can't be a part of it, personally, but they can see, what's going on in our classrooms. So yes, she has a very positive spin with the Facebook.
That's great. How does our campus use innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote our campus vision?
Again, through different PLCs. We have grade level meetings, PLCs, where we're talking through, issues that are affecting our students, affecting our school. So the PLCs are very important. I think those are very innovative. We also have vertical teams. I think those are innovative too, because you get to see, what's coming. You get to discuss with the grades below you, what do you need me to do? How could I better prepare the kids as they're going up? So I think those are very innovative. And again, I just think having the vision statement and the mission statement, everybody's on the same page. We all were trained the same, and we've heard the same lingo. And then I think we're innovative in the way we do PBIS, positive behavior intervention support. I think that's very innovative, that we're all talking the same talk. We all have high expectations, the same expectations, whether you're a pre-K student or whether you're a fifth grade student. So I think that's powerful and innovative as well.
So I hear you saying that the way that the innovative ways that we're trained, that also impacts our students.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. I think that they're just carrying it further, carrying it another step. We're modeling what we want them to do.
Right. That's great. What would you say overall, how would the campus vision impact morale here? What's the morale with the students, with the parents, and the staff?
I think morale is positive. I think morale is positive with the students. They know their expectations. They know that we are going to expect good things from them, not only behavior-wise, but academically too. I think parent morale is good. I think when parents see that their students are happy and that they're well cared for and that they're being encouraged, engaged, inspired, I think parent morale is good. I think, and if kids and parents are happy, that's going to impact your community, because it's going to be positive feedback given to community members, and I think morale is good.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, and that was Meredith Jones, 4th grade ELA. This is Katie Gooch, and she is also a 4th grade ELA art teacher at our school. And I wanted to talk to Katie today about our campus vision. And so, Katie, can you first just explain what our campus vision is?
Well, a few years ago, we met together as a faculty and we discussed it at length after school, and we determined it would be something very simple to nurture, engage, and inspire.
Great. And what does that mean for the staff? Like, what are ways that you do that in your classroom?
I think nurturing is just a mindset to always remember that they're children and they need as much love and care we can give them. Our first goal is to love these kids. And then engage, how can we put best practice in place? And as far as just what kids need right now, we're thinking of the 21st century learner is a big buzzword. And so just making it hands-on, and where learning is engaging and they want to take part and they want to study further even. And then to inspire, I think we always need, even at the elementary level, to encourage them about the future, to inspire them to be something when they grow up, to think about, oh, I might want to be a teacher, I might want to be a doctor, I might want to go into a trade school and learn plumbing or learn be an electrician. So to inspire them to think kind of long term even.
And I'm hearing you talk about the 21st century a lot. How difficult is it with the parents to teach them as well? Because we are teaching them
Right.
along with the kids
Definitely.
to continue that, inspiration and wanting to be. What challenges do you see with that with the parents?
Well, it's so different even from when I was in school. And so parents have to learn right along with the kids and right along with the teachers as far as how education is changing. And we take baby steps as far as gradually transferring things from paper to technology, communicating by means of electronic newsletters and email, texting, and just kind of gradually implementing that where it's not such a shock at first. And then just really, when we meet with parents and conference with them, talk about how we're going to structure the classroom where kids are problem solving and they're working together in groups and they're talking things out. Because and I emphasize this to parents, we're preparing kids for jobs that haven't even been created yet.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So,
It's a great way to put it. What are ways that the contributions and achievements that you do as a teacher that model the campus vision, how are those celebrated with the community as well as parents and students and just our staff?
well, I feel like we have an incredibly supportive administration all the way to the top, to our superintendent. And something that really inspired me when we came back for convocation last year was our superintendent. He's really on board with the technology piece and wanting teachers to incorporate more technology. And with that, he said, it's okay to fail. He said, try, and it's okay to fail because you tried and you gave it your all, and next time it might work even better. And so that support there just really inspired me as far as incorporating more technology, because I thought to myself, it's okay if it doesn't work, but I tried and maybe it'll work next time. And so just that attitude, where that encouragement and that ongoing high expectation that we have, where it's still a nurturing high expectation, so to speak, that really helped me, I think, really strengthen my classroom and strengthen my methodology.
Absolutely. What are ways that your parents find out what you're doing from the administration level here at our school? What are some things that she does to let parents know what great things are going on in your classroom?
Well, we have the basic flyers and communication, just paper copies. And then we also have a Facebook page where parents can log in and see what's going on. We have a Facebook page for each school, and we also have a district Facebook page. So they have two opportunities there. We have a district Twitter page. And I don't know about an Instagram, maybe that's coming. And then we also use an app called Remind 101, where the principal can send out reminders and text messages. And
Great.
So forth.
And how has the campus used innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote our campus vision? What things do you see being done on campus?
Well, again, that technology piece, really emphasizing that and encouraging that. We have an iPad cart teachers can check out. We also have a MacBook cart that teachers can check out, which is really exciting. We're going to start a new computer lab that's more around that 21st century model, where they're sitting in cushion chairs and have an iPad, and it's real world. It's very authentic. Some teachers have their own class sets of iPads. We have computers and smart boards. I know that in the future, our bond, we're going to add on to our building and do a pod type arrangement, which is the 21st century classroom where the walls collapse and teachers can combine and collaborate. So we're really excited about that, moving forward with that.
That's neat. And what would you say the morale on campus is because of our campus vision? How does that impact the students, our parents, as well as staff?
Well, I feel like when people walk into the building, it's just a happy place. They always remark about, this is just a happy, bright place. Even the building seems bright. And I know that as far as I'm concerned, I look forward to coming to work. I get up and I want to come because of that morale, because I feel supported, and just that encouragement to try the next step further, where I won't necessarily get called on I won't necessarily be called on the carpet for failing, but I'll be encouraged because I tried, so to speak. And it's just, I think, just a very loving, happy atmosphere.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And again, this was Katie Gooch in 4th grade ELAR. Okay, this is Chastin Greason, and she is a 5th grade science and social studies teacher here at our school. This is before school has started, so she is babysitting her nephew, little baby that will be crawling around in the room, so we may be hearing him from time to time. But so Chastin, as we get started, go ahead and go ahead and explain what our campus vision is.
Our campus vision at West is to nurture, engage, and inspire students. Our district vision is to build the future one student at a time.
Okay, and how do those work together? Explain how you see those two visions working together.
Well, we have a really great community at Lubbock Cooper, and everybody kind of builds each other up, and everybody's really focused on the students and their learning and how we can make it more interesting for them so that they're able to succeed.
Okay, and what are some specific things that we do at our campus to promote our campus vision? The nurture, inspire, and nurture, enrich, engage, and inspire.
We have a discipline, really more of a reward system for kiddos. Like we have Pirate Bucks that we pass out throughout the school to kids who are, being responsible, respectful, and caring. And Are you going to have to repeat the question? I've lost my train of
What are
thought.
some things that we do at our campus to promote and to nurture, engage, and inspire students? And you mentioned the Pirate Bucks.
Yes, we have Power Bucks. We have a PBIS system for rewards and things like that for the kids. And we all really work together to hold them to very high expectations, and so that they represent our school well, and that they feel safe and loved and cared for every day.
Okay, and explain, you mentioned PBIS. What exactly is that?
That would be our, what was it, discipline system, kind of. It sounds like a really negative word, but throughout the school, where just like parent contact and like I said earlier, having high expectations for the kids as far as how they act throughout the day and making good choices and things like that, and what we do if they do, what we do if they don't.
Okay. And what are ways, I know that with PBIS we all have a common language that we all use together, and so students, how does that impact students? How is that an impactful system for a student whenever they come into the building? Let's say they're a new student. How do you think that impacts them?
Well, they know the expectations because they're very clear throughout the school, because all of us have the same language and the same expectations, so they know exactly how to act, and even new students are able to catch on really quickly because the other students hold each other accountable throughout the building as well.
Great. Okay, and explain some of the ways that the administration celebrates things that you do in your classroom that support that campus vision of nurture, engage, and inspire.
Well, we get lots of little notes as the principal and assistant principal come through to encourage us as they see things that we're doing well. We also have grade level meetings every week, and sometimes great teachers are focused in that and are there to share what they do for their students, and so that we can implement them in our classes as well. We build... I lost it.
Ways that they celebrate.
We also have lots of social media things going on, like our principals post to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram throughout the building, throughout the year, pictures and posts, encouraging and showing everybody what we do so that parents can see what their kids are doing throughout the day, as well as pointing out our successes.
Great. And how do you think that those are, you mentioned Facebook, but what are some other ways that the great things that are going on in your classroom that would support that campus vision? How else are those communicated, maybe to just the students or other staff members? How would I know what you were doing in your classroom?
Well, we do. They are announced in the announcements, and emails are sent out as well to recognize other teacher or any teacher in the building. And if they give awards during the school year, they like to come into your classroom and celebrate your achievements with your kids. So they get to see you receive certain awards, and pictures are taken with them involved as well, so they feel really included in all of their teachers' successes.
Okay, and I know you specifically received a district award for your use of technology in your classroom. How was that communicated to not only just our school, but other schools and other teachers and parents?
Well, it was given at the end of the year convocation, so all of the entire district was there, and they took pictures and posted to social media on the district website, and sent out an email with a list of all the award recipients for each award. So
Great.
Everybody got to know how awesome my technology skills are.
And how did that impact your morale?
It made me feel super appreciated.
Great. And made you want to do some more?
Continue to strive to do even better.
Great. On that note, how do you think the morale is here at West with our students, with our parents, and with our other teachers, just based on the things that the administration does and how we encourage each other as teachers? How do you think that the students perceive the school, the parents, as well as other teachers?
Well, we are known as the best elementary school in the district because of our scores, our test scores, as well as just how we represent ourselves to other schools in the district as well as other schools outside of the district. So the students here really just know that they're the best, and so they know that they need to act that way as well. It's just kind of everybody's friendly to each other here. Everybody's always has a positive outlook on everything. And the kids get to see that as well when they see their teachers interact with each other, as well as when teachers interact with administration in front of them.
Great. Okay. Well, and what about parents? What do you think about parents?
Parent involvement is very high here, so parents are always in the building, lots of times in our classrooms, even volunteering. So they know exactly what's going on, and they like to help build our school up to continue to have that same air of excellence.
Okay. And the community, what do you think the morale is there?
Well, we have lots of community involvement. We have Career Day that we had last year, where every different members of the community came and discussed their jobs with the kids, and they got to listen to like the mayor and lawyer and IT person and all of that good stuff. We also have lots of sponsorships for events, like we do a 5K race with the kids each year. It's usually walking, but some of them run, to raise money for certain things, and just little things like that throughout the year that involve businesses and parents.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time. And he did great.
Welcome.
You did a good job.
He just likes to be held. So.
That's great. Thank you so much. Again, this is Chastin Greason, 5th grade Science and Social Studies here at West. Okay, this is Michael Voigt. He's a science teacher at our campus, and I wanted to talk to Michael today about our campus vision. So if you could, first of all, just explain our campus vision and what it is and what it means to you.
Well, I'm always reminded it's to nurture, not nature, which is a different thing. Engage and inspire the kids. Nurture means to show them that they're loved all the time, that every kid counts and every kid matters. Try to get more effort out of them. Engaging them in hands-on science is what I teach, so engaging is definitely something we do in here with hands-on activities, giving them opportunities to investigate and explore into things they may not get to in normal daily life. Okay. And inspire. With our program here, we do lots of things, especially our robotics program that inspires lots of kids to look into technology and for the future, and hopefully carry that on throughout in the high school also. Great.
Okay, and what are some ways that our administration at our school celebrates the great things that you do in your classroom?
Well, besides the tedious Monday thing you get every week that inspires you to stay positive, which is awesome actually, they do lots of things. I know Sasha does things where she encourages us to look into expanding our horizons, not just doing the normal daily routine, looking for grants and other things to be involved in, to look for different awards that are national awards and so on.
Okay. And how are the great things that you're doing in your classroom that does promote, nurture, and engage and inspire?
Just in nature.
Yeah. How will Sasha how will she communicate those things to other staff members, parents, and students, the things that you're doing in your room?
Remind 101, we have Google Classroom also, Facebook, the school website, all this technology-wise, and there's always the Thursday folders things that go out also.
Okay. And what do you think the effectiveness of that is? How do you think that impacts?
You cover everything, so how can it not be effective?
Okay. Well, do you think that impacts the way other people see our school?
Yes, we're the ones that everybody wants to be.
Okay. Explain. I hear you say that, and Chasten said that as well, that we're
There's
kind of known.
Our school's always had a higher level of standard. It's not that the others don't have the higher level of standard. It's just we don't try to compare ourselves to them. It's just we set that standard now. That expectation is there. So they either have the same standard or they try to live up to it. But we expect everybody to do their job. There is no slacking off, and usually we take care of business here.
Okay. And how do you
Except for Dawn, she's going to be fired next week.
How do you get
Edit that out.
everyone on board with that campus vision? How has our administration gotten everyone to hold their students, especially new teachers coming in? How do they communicate that to where everyone is on the same page?
Well, because we have to work together as a team. You can't just stay in your room and be a hermit. We try to encourage everybody to be positive and to find the ways to find solutions and what needs to be done, not just sit back and then complain about it later on. I think that if you start an atmosphere where everybody's the kind of no opt-out thing where I can just say I don't know and then quit is a bad environment. We try to encourage everybody to look for positive and problem solve and get things taken care of. So just say it's not my problem.
Okay. What about with students? How do we communicate to students that this is how things are done, or that higher standard? How do we communicate?
Well, because you don't try not to dumb it down. Try not to make it where it's just the simplistic. Expect to get more from the children when it comes to answering, giving positive feedback all the time. Try not to tear them down. Try not to be, although sarcasm is hard for me, as you can probably tell already. It's always never negative. It's always in fun, always having a good time with the kids. But they also know that the expectation is higher, that you can't just sit back, that everybody is involved.
Okay. What are some systems that we have in place that will support that campus vision of nurture, engage, and inspire, but that we have some systems in place? Talk about those that help the students know that they are held to a high standard all over the building. Because
there's always an opportunity to do something other than just come to school, sit in the classroom, do whatever little minimal work, and then go home and play your video game. I mean, there's something here that they can seek out that gives them opportunities. The robotics programs, the gardening programs we're looking at, the outdoor education things that we're working on. A lot of those things are, hang on, it's at the other side of the room.
Light went off.
There it goes. Yeah, that's what happens when the sensors on the other side of the room. But those things that kids see and get excited about, and it holds value to them, and so that encourages them to be more motivated. And I think that's the key, is you got to have things that have value to them. If it doesn't have value to them, then it's just sitting there. And of course, with the same thing applies to teachers. We need to see value in everything we do. I mean, if it means you have to take time to work on the simple hallway expectations, things like that, and lose a little class time, then you do that, because the payoff is greater down the line.
And I hear you talking about the hallway expectations. What are some other expectations we have in the building?
Well, with our PBS training and the CHAMPS training that's been gone through the school over the past 7 years. Is it 7 years? Mm-hmm. Wow, been here for 7 years. There's lots of things that we just you work on those little things so that they don't cause problems, especially outside the classroom. Bathroom expectations, hallway expectations, just how to traverse from one place to another in the school, how you're supposed to act in the cafeteria, what's expected to happen outside. And those also come with the consequences that go with them if you're not. And so they know what's expected, they know what can happen if they don't, but they also see positives that happen because kids like structure. They want that structure, and when they don't have structure, it's really hard for a lot of kids, especially those that have behavior issues, to cope.
Great. And that really hits on the nurture side of our vision there, with making them feel safe, like you said. I heard you say that earlier. What are some things that we do to let the community know what we're doing?
Well, with technology these days, with the Google Classroom is something we've been doing the last couple of years. Well, I know I've been doing the last couple of years. That's a direct connection between you and the student and the parents. So the parents will know exactly what the kids are doing, what's expected of them. They have a chance to keep up with what's coming up when it comes to projects or activities or things that they may be doing. We try to get out there and make our campus known as much as possible. Not just be, oh, I didn't know that campus was even over there, kind of attitude. We're involved with the churches that are locally here. They do lots of things, and especially because they provide daycare and things like that also. The school is open for the programs to be used here. Like I know Boy Scouts do their programs here, and so do Girl Scouts, and the basketball programs always play in the gyms and those things. So the facility is not just ours. It's the community, so we make it available to them. And I know that we have lots of programs like the Watchdog program, where fathers come in and sacrifice their day to be a part of our campus, not just watching their child, but going into different classrooms and helping out, being a mentor, and then also patrolling and watching the campus and making their presence known.
That's great. That's a great program that we have. What would you say how would you say the campus vision impacts morale? Talk about the students' morale with parents as well as morale with teachers.
Well, everybody's different, so you never know. I think the majority of the parents are very positive about what's going on here. We've been one of those campuses where people will literally move to our area just to be a part of our campus. So that's caused growth in the area also with the housing and things, which is, it's always a positive impact that way. I think with the kids to the parents, the kids go home happy because they've had a positive experience here. And of course, if your child's happy, then you're happy as a parent. So.
Right. What about the staff? Talk about that.
Well, other than the lots of wonderful little things that our administration does to make us feel positive and encourage us all the time, I think we just that expectation again. We come back to expecting each other to do and not just sit back. You will always have. As your campus grows, you're always going to have those people that don't really want to be involved, and you try to encourage them and find their strengths and play and build off of that.
But overall, what would you say the morale is staff-wise?
Oh, very positive.
Positive.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
I would say that, or we electrocute them.
We send them to you.
Yeah. Just use simple circuits.
There you go. Well, thank you for your time. Again,
Yes.
This was Michael Voigt, our science teacher on campus here, and thank you for talking about our campus vision today.
Okay.
This is Paige Pierce. She's our counselor at our campus, and I wanted to talk to her today about our campus vision. Paige, can you tell us what our campus vision is?
Yes, our campus vision is nurture, engage, inspire, and it's something that was developed by the teachers the first year that the school opened, and it's just been kind of redefined each year, like what is that going to mean to us this year, and how are we going to take it to the next level, and that way it stays current. But so nurture, we want to make sure that every kid who walks in our building feels welcome and feels seen and feels loved. And then engage, we want to make sure that we are giving them the best educational opportunity that they can have, that that all their needs are being met, that the teachers are differentiating based on the student and what their needs are. So that would be the engage piece. And then inspire. Where do we want these kids to be? What is our vision for them in the future? We want to make sure that they leave here with a strong foundation and with dreams and goals in where they're moving in the future. So we want to make sure that that's where, when they leave Cooper West, they have all these things with them.
Great. And how would you say that when a teacher or a staff member is incorporating any part of this vision in their classroom, how are those things celebrated by the staff?
We look for lots of opportunities to recognize staff. Our principal's really good about, as she does walkthroughs, that she's very encouraging. She leaves notes specific to what the teacher's doing that she's seeing that follow with our mission. We recognize teachers on Facebook publicly. We do newsletters and just any kind of opportunity that we can celebrate. And during staff meetings and grade level meetings, and we just try to point out the positive that we're seeing in the school. It inspires others to do the same, and it also gives that teacher a pat on the back to know, hey, this is what I noticed, and you're moving in the right direction. We love what we see.
Yeah, that's something that I know I appreciate very much. How do you think that those things are communicated specifically to the students, that what teachers are doing in the classroom?
Well, I think they see our principal go in, and they see that positive interaction. I think the students are impacted by what the teachers are doing in their lessons on the engage and the inspire and the nurture piece. And I think they've been very blessed to not really know any different here. But I think they leave here feeling very positive about themselves and about their day and about the world, and so that's what we want to make sure to give them. And I think the teachers do a really good job of communicating that to the students and giving them those things.
And that in turn impacts the parents too.
Yes, I know, like as a parent, when my child comes home and I know that she's been loved on all day, and I know, I see how much she's learned, it's just such a positive experience, and I'm so excited as a parent to be involved in the school too, and to know that my child goes somewhere every day and feels very positive.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. How do you think that the community, these things are communicated to the community, and what do you think, how have we gotten the community involved in West and things that we do here?
So, as far as the community outside of parents, we've done Career Day where community members have been invited to come and speak to our students. We had the mayor come. We've had a lot of different professionals, professors from tech, vets, doctors, things like that come and speak at our Career Day, which was very exciting and eye-opening for our students. And we're also going to have speakers come and talk to our student council this year. So that's something new that we're kind of looking at. And really, that's an area of growth that we can definitely have, is to have more community involvement. So we do a lot of community outreach, but we'd like to see some of the community members come into and be able to see what our school is and be able to give us, it's a give and take. And so as we give to the community, there's also so much that we can gain from our community too.
Sure. What are some of the community things that West does as an outreach, and how are the students involved in that?
So in the past, our student council has been kind of the deciding factor on what we get involved with, and that's something that I'm taking over this year, so I'm excited to kind of see what that is going to look like. But in the past, we've done Make a Change, where we collect coins for different things, and like when the school burned down in Post, we collected money for them. We've made blankets for the Salvation Army, just various things. We've done an angel tree for different families in our community. It really varies each year depending on the need and where we feel led and where we feel our heart is kind of beating for at that time. And so I'm really excited. The students have a lot of say and a lot of input in that. You did a book drive for Luke, which was so great for our kids to be able to look outside of themselves and to be grateful for what they have and what they're able to do, and also be able to use what they've been given, the blessings that they have to bless others. So our students have so many ideas and so many wonderful things that they can give, and so really we're just going to say, think about it, pray about it. What do you want to do? What inspires you? What direction do you want this to be in? So I'm really excited about that. We'll just see where our students lead us.
That's great. That's awesome. And what do you think about the morale? Talk about the morale with the students here, the parents. We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. You talked about, as a parent yourself, your morale here. Your vision of the school is very positive whenever you see your child. And then talk about what you think the morale is with the staff.
Okay. The parents are very welcome, which I think helps the morale. They're always encouraged to come into our building. There's lots of opportunities for them to watch presentations, to be involved in the classroom, volunteering. Any chance that we can get them in the door, they know that they're always welcome, and there's lots of opportunities to come and see their students succeed, which I think is very important. So I think the parents have a very positive attitude about West. I think they would like more communication, so that's something that the administration is going to work on, just giving them more information, and I think our principal already has some steps in place to take care of that. And the staff morale seems to be very high. We have high expectations across the board, and so I think as when I was a teacher here, it was very difficult to teach here because the expectations are so high, but at the same time, like, that's where my heart is, and that's what I don't want to work at a place where it's just easy and nobody's giving any effort. And so it's difficult, but like, you've got a team behind you and you're all kind of pulling the load. So it's not just you trying to do it all alone. So I think that's where the morale comes in, is that we have very strong teams, and without the teams, that would be rough, I think, because then you would be a lone man trying to do it by yourself, and that's just impossible here,
Right.
with the expectations being so high. And you need other people who have had more experience to go in and see what they're doing and incorporate those things into your classroom. And so I think it's a lot of looking at each other's strengths, and I can do this and you can do this, and let's work together and that kind of thing, so that we can get the job done, because it's too big and too deep and too wide to do it by yourself. So
Right. Absolutely.
and then the morale on
The students.
the student morale.
Yes.
Okay. I have interviewed the students on multiple occasions just to kind of check in and see where they're at, and for the most part, they feel very positive about coming to school. We do, about third grade, it turns a little negative because of the STAR test. Kids start getting very anxious about that, and so they're not so sure about things, and they've never taken a test like that before. But once they get past it and move on into fourth grade, it's a lot better. They just have to get through that scary, and it's not necessarily it's just the looming test, like, what is this going to be like, kind of thing. Once they know what it's like, they're okay after that. So, but I would say, as far as interactions, the kids do very well. They know that my whole thing with them is, you don't have to be best friends with the person, but you do have to be kind. We're always going to treat each other kind. There's no excuse to treat others any other way. Now, do you have to always spend time with them and be their best friend? No.
Right.
But I would say that our biggest struggle as far as morale is that our fifth graders and our fourth graders, they don't have enough opportunities to be leaders in our school and to serve our campus. And so I don't think that they feel like they can. I don't think they understand that they have that capability. And so that's kind of the direction that we're moving in. We want them to be proud to be Cooper West Pirates. We want them to know what that means, and we want them to be able to serve our school and to be recognized for that too, and to feel powerful, to feel like they're a powerful, influential part of our school. And I don't think we've given them quite enough opportunities to do that. And so I would say the motivation level starts to drop off as they get older, and we really want to revive that by giving them some really cool opportunities and letting them take charge of a few projects and things like that.
Yeah, that's great. And I like what I'm hearing you say, because I know as a fifth grade teacher, we see that in the classroom as well. What are some of the things that you guys are thinking about as far as how to engage the children into a leadership position?
Okay. Well, we're going to start, of course, with student council. Those are going to kind of be our top dogs, and it's only fifth grade now. And we're going to do only 5 positions. They're going to campaign, they're going to write speeches, they're going to present it to the student body, and it'll be a student body vote and a teacher vote that goes into it. We want to talk about what it means to be a leader, what makes you a good leader. And then we also want, we're going to have regular meeting times every other week. And so they're going to be researching leaders in our community, leaders in the world, famous historical leaders, and putting up information about these people in our school to inspire leadership. My main thing that I want all of our students to know is that every single one of them can be a leader, and every single one of them has something to offer. It's just a matter of making them feel like they do. And so they also have the opportunity in 4th and 5th grade to apply for leadership positions. They can raise the flag, do the announcements, help the 3-year-olds in the morning get to their classroom, help in the library, help feed the animals in the science room. There's just lots of opportunities for them to explore their interests, and they'll apply for those jobs and interview for them. And then we're also going to post their picture and a little bit of information about them, why they chose their role, their famous leadership quote from their famous leader, and also do like a featured leader each week, feature 2 of our leaders, and that way the school is aware of who these people are. And then it gives something for the little ones to look forward to when they're older. I've just heard a 3rd grader who's moving up into 4th grade, and she was like, now I'm going to be a leader in my school. And so, but we don't want them waiting till 4th grade to be a leader. But she's excited to have that title and that position. But it starts early on. They need to start developing those skills in kinder and 1st and 2nd, and know that who you are now is gonna influence who you are later. So we want to start that early, but let them know, here you have these opportunities at West to be recognized.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And again, this is Paige Pierce, counselor at West Elementary. Hi, this is Sherry Dawn Cox, and this is my reflection part of the participation video. What I did was I spoke with 5 different people on our campus and asked them specific questions in relation to our campus vision. And I asked them what the campus vision was, to explain that in their own words, as well as how we are celebrated as a staff whenever great things are going on in our classroom that pertain to that school vision, how things are communicated to the community, to the staff, to the parents, and to the students, the great things that are going on here at our school, and then also how these things affect morale, with not just with the staff, but with the students and the parents. And what I really liked about this activity, what I felt like went well, was that everyone seemed to be on the same page. People were very positive. The thing that I saw the most was every single person talked about the support that we get from our administration. We could not be more blessed to have the administration that we have. Sasha, our principal, does an amazing job of really letting each teacher be themselves and show their own true personality in their classroom, but yet has high expectations for each of us. And so we all know what is expected of us, but it's done in such a way that we really want to do our very best. It's by no means is she a dictator, and she's never come to our classrooms and said, you must get this done or you must be this way. It is, you know what, you're doing a great job, and I appreciate all that you're doing, and you're impacting these students' lives, and how can I help you? Is there anything that you have that you struggle with? And each person really recognized the way that she encourages us and lets us be ourselves. And so I thought that was really neat. And everyone seemed to understand the school vision, that it is communicated so well here at West that we all know it backwards and forwards. We know ways that it is expected. We know ways, we know that it's always there. And so we're always looking for ways to implement things that would support the school vision. And so the one thing that I would have changed in my video was whenever I had to interview Chasten, again, I talked about in my introduction that this is kind of not a rushed thing, but I just found out about a week ago that I had to get this done, and I have just a week to get it done. And students are not here yet, so staff members, are just kind of working in their classroom on their own. We don't report for duty until next week. And so I didn't really have a choice, but Chasten was babysitting her baby cousin, and so she had a child in the room with her. It was a little bit distracting. I would have changed that if I could. I just felt like that, if I could have interviewed someone else, I would have, but I really felt like that her opinion was really valuable, being that she's a new teacher, and I wanted to get her opinion and see if it was any different. But she really had some neat things to say, and so that would have been the one thing I would have changed, is maybe done her a little bit different time. But she wasn't going to be able to be up on campus the rest of this week, and her cousin had just had a baby, so she was babysitting the other little baby. Surprising, I was surprised that everyone was on the same page. Whenever you're teaching a grade level, you tend to be on your own hallway, and you don't really see other people in their classrooms, and we certainly don't really talk about things. I know we try not to talk about anything like negative. I mean, you do here and there, but I was really surprised with how, especially from the fourth grade teachers, because I don't teach with them, and I don't have lunch with them, and I don't really talk with them outside of, I might go to Meredith, like I'd mentioned, about how would you handle this in your classroom type thing. But, just to hear that everyone was so positive, and everyone said like similar things to each other about the ways that we're celebrated. They all mentioned Facebook. They all mentioned the notes and the candy that we all get from Sasha. They all mentioned the ways that, the newsletter that the parents find out about the things that we do. So that told me that really means something to everyone, and that those things are important. And one day, if I'm able to be an administrator, I will make sure that I do these things, just constantly patting on the back and keep going, you're doing a great job, remembering that the teachers are the ones on the front lines doing the hard work. I've always felt like that this is a truly excellent environment, but hearing from 5 other people that they think the same thing, I kind of told me, it really truly is. It's not just my perception. My little world isn't just great. It's really great to be here. And, you kind of know these things, but you feel like that you're partial. But really, this is an excellent school, and I'm so blessed to be here and to learn from the people that I have around me, and especially my mentor, my principal. Just the things that she does is really going to be valuable experience for me. And then I was also surprised by how much technology was talked about. Whenever you read through these questions, you don't expect to hear technology in the campus vision, but our world is changing and becoming so technologically driven that it really is natural. And so I was kind of surprised by that, but it was a good surprise. And, the fact that we're all integrating technology so much just means that we're really keeping up, and we're really trying to better ourselves. How would I change, or how will this experience transform my practice as a school administrator? Like I said, I will constantly be on the lookout for ways to encourage. And, people, whenever they feel appreciated, that was one thing that I saw, was everyone felt appreciated. And when you feel appreciated, you're willing to do so much more for someone than if you're constantly picked on or nagged at or told you're doing this and this and this wrong, or it's not good enough. Those are certain situations where you just are going to do the minimum. But whenever you feel like that you are appreciated, you will go above and beyond. And every teacher and the counselor that I spoke to today they all go above and beyond. And so that was really neat. And that's something that if I'm ever able to be an administrator, I will do as best I can, is just to look for ways to encourage, but also showing how Sasha does. She has high expectations for us, not just letting people be lackadaisical or lazy. That's not permitted here, but we all know it. It's never said. And so finding the way to communicate that just in a way that causes people to work hard without knowing that that's what you're doing. And I'm going to be looking at Sasha and really studying that, of how does she motivate us to be that way. And also just the communication. I know that Paige mentioned, being better at communication. That's something just with parents. I know that they appreciate that, and that was something that I learned listening to her. That's probably always a struggle, is that we think we're communicating a lot just because we're here in this world and we see it happening on a daily basis. But we have to remember parents are not in the building, and so we have to be mindful of that and communicate more to them what's going on with their child. Because the more they feel like they're involved, and the more that they feel like their child, or the more that they see that their child is loved, inspired, nurtured, encouraged to be engaging in school, they will be more supportive of the school as well, and that therefore will affect the community and the community outlook on the school. So this was a very beneficial assignment for me, and I'm appreciative that I got to do it. And so I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to continuing the program. Thank you so much.